guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Team Barca. Sorry for not uploading for the last week or so. I've been sick. It wasn't COVID-19, but I've been sick nonetheless, and therefore I simply just have been in bed for the last week. But I'm back, I'm ready to make new videos, to engage with you, the audience, talk about anything Barca related. And in today's video, we are of course talking about the game that happened last night, the 5-2 victory over Real Betis. We're also talking about Ansu Fati, who unfortunately got a knee injury during the game. He continued playing, but he was brought off at half time. We're gonna look at some of the options we have in terms of treatment, and we're also gonna look at the next week or so, what's gonna happen at Barca, what's to come in terms of transfers during the January transfer window, the Champions League, and so on. So let's just get into the post-match analysis, the post-match review of Barca last night. Alright, so of course the big news heading into the game was that Messi was left on the bench. In my opinion, I've been calling for this for several weeks now. I do think Messi needs rest. We cannot have him get a long-term injury. He was left on the bench. Dembélé started along with Pedri, Ansu Fati and Griezmann on top. Midfield we saw De Jong and Busquets, Sergio Roberto, Piqué, Longley, Jordi Alba in defense, and of course the brilliant world-class keeper Ter Stegen in goal. I thought the lineup was interesting. It was nice to see that Messi was left on the bench for him to have at least some rest. I wouldn't have minded seeing Ansu Fati on top and Trincao being introduced and Griezmann also being put on the bench. But the thing is about Griezmann, we need him to contribute more to the team. I mean, if we just leave him on the bench for the rest of the season, he's going to have basically no resale value, and therefore it's going to be important for him to step up and finish the chances that he does get through the game. And he did get a lot of chances, and I think that's one of the big talking points after the game. How come Griezmann cannot finish the 100% chances that he gets in the box? Pedri had it would have been an excellent assist if Griezmann had put it away, a back heel pass to Griezmann, but he did score. He didn't score until Messi got on the field, and when he did score after that incredible jump over the ball, the fake pass from Messi to Griezmann, just a joy to see. But we'll get more into that later. To start off with, so we're playing against Real Betis. We know they pressure high and they leave a lot of space behind their defense, and therefore it's nice to see that Dembélé really tried to get behind the defensive lines, as so did Ansu Fati as well. And this is what Dembélé does. He can dribble past you, he can run past you. He's basically faster on the one-on-one occasions than pretty much anyone else in the world. He was constantly a threat down the right-hand side, and he was the one to really break the deadlock of the match. So he drives the ball into the box, fakes the shot on the right, puts it on his left, and then just powers it into the back of the net. Claudio Bravo couldn't really do anything about it. Excellent shot by Dembélé, and it's just nice to see him finally working out. He's a great talent. He has so much potential, and everybody just wants to see him prove that. Then, of course, they get back to 1-1 in the final second almost of the first half. It was quite a disappointment to see, but nevertheless, we get into the second half. Ansu Fati is brought off due to a knee injury, which wasn't mentioned at the time, sorry. But we found that out later after the game. Messi was introduced, and just like that, Messi turns the game on his head. And what a performance by him. He's brought on at the start of the second half, and he just completely changes everything about the game. His touch is excellent, his dribbling ability is excellent, he's finding his teammates, and it's just nice to see. He fakes the pass from Jordi Alba, and Griezmann puts it into the back of the net. Finally, he gets that goal. Later on in the match, Messi also puts it in the back of the net from a very powerful strike. He was not going to miss that opportunity. Also scores the penalty, which is nice to see. And then finally, of course, Real Betis scores another goal, but Pedri finally puts it in the back of the net at the end of the match, in the 90th minute, I think, to bring it to 5-2. I thought it was a good result. It was a fair result. We should have scored more in the first half. Griezmann probably should have had a hat-trick, but you cannot ask for too much. Anyway, I thought the match overall was a good display by Barca. It's nice to see them starting winning again. But the injury to Ansu Fati is not a good one. I'm excited to see, I'm quite fearful to see actually what's going to happen to him in the next few days. So some of the reports coming out says that it's an injury to his meniscus, and that's one of the ligaments on the side of the knee. And he might be out for a few weeks, and he might be out for a few months. But he is 18, usually 18-year-olds recover quite fast from injuries like this. At least that's what I've read from some of the doctors making statements about him. But we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully he doesn't need surgery and he can be back on the field as soon as possible. He's such a delight to see. I love everything about him. But another highlight of the match, of course, Pedri had a good game again. But Dembélé, I think, really proved that he can provide so much to this team. Not just in terms of his dribbling ability, shooting ability, but really just getting something out of nothing, producing something out of nothing. And that's something we've been lacking because usually that's only Messi who does that. All right, let's move on from the post-game analysis and move on to some of the quick news that's happened this week for Barcelona. So some of the interesting news that came out this week in terms of Barca was the transfer news. From what I've read, Sport, MD and Marca all reported that Barcelona might be interested in the striker Marcus Thuram. He's an attacker from, he plays in the Bundesliga, he plays from Mönchengladbach. He's a very exciting talent in my opinion. He's fast, he's strong, he can play on the wings, but he can also play centrally. He's only 23, which would be great. He's not a real replacement for Luis Suarez. He doesn't really play the same way, although he does have physical strength and pace. He more likes to go out on the wings and cut inside, whereas Luis Suarez likes to drop deep, receive the ball, lay off the ball, and then just stay in the number 9 position. I do think a player like Marcus Thuram could be an exciting one for the future, but I'm more interested in a classical number 9 like Lautaro Martinez, Holland, Nunez from the Portuguese league. He's also been linked to Barcelona, but all those players are going to cost a lot of money. And in my opinion, Barca needs to concentrate on defensive reinforcements next summer instead of attacking reinforcements. Even if Messi leaves, we have a bunch of attackers. We have so much potential in the players we have currently in the squad. Most of them are very, very young. Griezmann is the only one nearing 30. Pedri, Coutinho, Dembélé, Ansu Fati, and so on. They're all Trincao. They're all young. They're under 18 or thereabouts, early 20s. So I do think we need to focus more on defensive reinforcement. We need to shift out Busquets and PK in the long run. Maybe not next year, but the year after. And therefore we need a player like, it could be Upamecano, Skriniar, or another strong center back that really has pace to really handle those counterattacks, which has hurt us throughout this season and previous seasons. One of the players that's been mentioned a lot is David Alaba. It hasn't been confirmed officially, but a lot of reports have gone out saying that Bayern Munich and David Alaba are not currently negotiating over a new contract due to the salary or the wage demands from David Alaba. He's denied those rumors, but still they haven't decided on a contract. He could be an interesting free agent next summer, in my opinion. He's strong, he's fast, he can play left back, left center back, he can play defensive midfielder, and he does give a lot of versatility to the team. He is 28, so we need to be careful not to bring in too many older players, but he could come on a free. We've also talked about Eric Garcia, and I do think the combination of those two along with Longley would be a much better defense than the one we have currently. We also need to look at the future of the left back position. I'm not quite sure who's going to play there in the future, but Jordi Alba is really getting on, and it shows, and therefore I do think we need to consider who we need to bring in to fill out that left back position going forward. It needs to be an incredible player, because offensive fullbacks is what everything modern football is about. And we do have Serginho Dest, an exciting talent on the right side. Could be Emerson if we bring him back from Real Betis, but we do need someone on the left back position as well. Alright guys, that was everything in terms of some quick transfer updates. I'll make another video surrounding Barca news when we get to Tuesday, as usual, before I got sick, but hopefully you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I always try to improve it. I know I'm not going to put in a lot of graphics. I pretty much just want people to listen to this like they listen to a podcast, but if you do want me to put in pictures and graphics on the movie or the video, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a great day, Forza Barca, and enjoy the Spanish guitar on the way out.